Sasuke and Itachi are two of the most analyzed characters in the Naruto series. When the discussion gets to their strengths, you really gotta break it down, because Sasuke surpasses Itachi in many areas, and Itachi surpasses Sasuke in many areas as well. So in this video, we're breaking it down point by point, looking at where each brother truly excels and how their strengths are just different. Okay, let's get right into it. When comparing Sasuke and Itachi, one of the clearest differences shows in how they use their summonings, and more importantly, how many roles those summons can actually play in battle. While Itachi is able to summon and manipulate crows, Sasuke stands out as one of the few characters in the series who's able to summon multiple animals. Sasuke can bring in snakes and hawks, and each serve a completely different purpose in his arsenal. This immediately gives Sasuke an advantage in versatility. Sasuke's snake summons allows him to fight enemies that are larger than him, and it helps him to create openings in impossible situations. We all remember the Sasuke and Deidara fight, right? Meanwhile, Sasuke's hawk provides something entirely different: mobility. This helps him to escape attacks or attack from the air himself. And honestly, he can use both to travel long distances, but the hawk would definitely be faster. Both of these give Sasuke answers to a wide range of situations and problems, whether the fight requires brute force or escaping. Now Itachi, he sticks entirely with crows. A lot of the time, his crows are a major part of his techniques and strategy. He has a very illusion-based fighting style, and it frequently uses the crows. A lot of the time, when he's leaving a scene, he just transforms into crows and just flies away. He uses them as distractions or misdirections. They can also be used when he's casting genjutsu on an opponent. Itachi has even used them in situations where he's predicting a long-term solution. Yeah, Naruto had to go through some weird stuff, man. Instead of all of the brute force, the crows really complement Itachi's methodical and psychological approach to battles. I think someone who prefers brute force and just straight-on attacks would go with Sasuke's summonings. A similar thing that Sasuke has to the crows is the technique he got from Orochimaru, of bending and extending his limbs at will, dislocating joints without harm, and even morphing parts of his body into snakes. These transformations allow him to evade lethal attacks, restrain opponents, or even reposition during battle. While Sasuke's use of this isn't as extreme as Orochimaru, it's still a genuine physical ability and not an illusion. His body actually changes shape, giving him a practical advantage in survival during fights, while Itachi's crows just disperse, and a lot of the time it's just an illusion. From there, this is a great point to go into genjutsu. Now this is the area where Itachi's reputation was built. Itachi isn't just skilled at genjutsu, he uses it as a primary weapon. He honestly ends fights before they even start. He forces his opponents to experience defeat without ever landing a physical blow. His genjutsu is precise, efficient, and oftentimes invisible until it's already done. And the thing is, Itachi didn't even need to use his Sharingan half the time. His illusions could affect targets seamlessly, even when they were actively on guard, without them even realizing they had been caught in the genjutsu. In some cases, he could perform genjutsu by simply pointing at his target. He preferred genjutsu because he didn't have to use as much physical violence. Now Sasuke, on the other hand, who didn't mind physical violence, he did use genjutsu too, but not at the same rate as Itachi. Sasuke used it for distractions, interrogation, knocking others unconscious, and sometimes controlling others for a short while. But there's not many instances of Sasuke's main attack being genjutsu. His strategy reached its peak with the Izanami, one of the strongest genjutsu techniques in the entire series, forcing them to relive the same sequence of events. The illusion only ends once the target accepts their true self and abandons the harmful path that they're on. The cost of activating Izanami is severe. Permanent blindness in the eye that uses it. Itachi is such a pacifist that he's not going to always use violence. He's going to force his opponent to see the error of their ways and make a change. And if they don't, they'll be stuck in that loop forever. Kabuto found that out too. And Itachi's genjutsu doesn't stop there. I'm also going to bring up the Tsukuyomi. It's a technique exclusive to Itachi's Mangekyo Sharingan, and it's widely considered one of the most cruel and devastating genjutsu in the entire series. Unlike standard illusion meant to distract or disable, the Tsukuyomi completely hijacks the victim's perception of time. In the real world, only seconds may have passed, but inside the illusion, the target can experience hours, days, or even years of continuous torture. Every sensation is felt as if it's real. It's so overwhelming that it might even scar the mind. And also, what's even extra crazy is that with this jutsu, his opponent's body is left physically unharmed. There's no visible wounds, only physiological damage that they have to recover from. Sasuke experienced this one. So yeah, when it comes to genjutsu, Itachi got it, bruh. Itachi got it. As you know, both Sasuke and Itachi are members of the Uchiha clan, and because of this, they are exceptional at fire jutsus. Fire style is deeply tied to the clan's identity, and Itachi's mastery of it is nearly flawless. However, Sasuke surpasses this with his lightning release. Unlike Itachi, Sasuke possesses a natural affinity for lightning chakra, and over time, It becomes a core pillar of his fighting style. From Chidori to many of its evolved forms, Sasuke doesn't just use lightning techniques, he redefines and adapts them to suit different combat scenarios. The Chidori is Sasuke's signature jutsu. It demands exceptional chakra control and precision. To perform it, the user must concentrate lightning chakra into their palm, creating a high-speed piercing attack that can tear through the toughest defenses. He's evolved this to attack from long range, strike multiple angles, and be shaped into weapons like blades and senbon. Yeah, Itachi doesn't have anything really like this. But of course, I know Itachi easily evaded this when Sasuke was a kid. I'm not saying that he can't dodge it. What I'm saying is that he doesn't have an attack like it. Nor does he have an attack like Kirin. This is one of Sasuke's strongest attacks, and he also uses this against Itachi, and he didn't dodge it as easily as he did the Chidori. But we know what he used for that. He had to use something else. The Kirin doesn't rely solely on Sasuke's chakra. He manipulates natural lightning stored within thunderclouds, shaping it into a massive dragon-like construct made entirely of electricity. It's then guided directly toward its target, striking with a near instantaneous speed. The sheer force of the attack hits the opponent and the environment around. Now when it comes to these lightning jutsus, Sasuke got it. With the Mangekyo Sharingan, both brothers have the Materasu, the infamous black flame said to burn anything they touch, and continue burning until the user of the jutsu wills them to stop. Like I said, they both use this jutsu, but Sasuke takes this jutsu further than Itachi did. While Itachi used this jutsu as a single-purpose finishing move, Sasuke demonstrates a far deeper level of control. He doesn't just ignite targets, he shapes, directs, and integrates the flames into his overall combat style. He's able to manipulate the flames' shape and movement, control the speed of the flames mid-battle, and incorporate Amaterasu into weapons and other attacks. Rather than relying on it for just one thing, he treats the flames as an extension of his fighting style, combining them with many different other techniques that he has. This honestly makes him a more proficient Amaterasu user than Itachi. Those with Mangekyo Sharingan can use one of the Uchiha's greatest powers, the Susanoo. Both Sasuke and Itachi can use this, but Itachi's use was a little different than Sasuke's. With Itachi's Susanoo, he used a technique called the Yasaka Magatama. I probably butchered that, but it's a long-range Susanoo technique that carries devastating destructive power. It's a massive chakra shuriken. Shurikens are usually one of the basic tools in Naruto, but this jutsu is anything but basic. Along with this, Itachi Susanoo also has one of the most powerful defensive tools. The Yata Mirror is a legendary weapon that grants Itachi Susanoo a near-absolute defense. Its defining trait is its adaptability. Rather than functioning as a static shield, the Yata Mirror can alter its properties to counter any attack it comes in contact with. It can block elemental attacks, block physical strikes. Because of this, Itachi Susanoo isn't just difficult to break. It's actively tailored to counter whatever it's facing. Next, his Susanoo also has the Tatsuka blade. What's crazy about the blade is that it doesn't deal physical damage at all. Instead, the opponent who is struck by the blade is instantly sealed within the gourd. There's no recovery, there's no counterattack, there's no blocking. The only way to really negate the attack is to just dodge it and get out the way. While Itachi Susanoo can do all of this, maintaining this jutsu places an enormous strain on the user's body and chakra reserves. Now this is when the difference between Sasuke and Itachi comes in. Due to his illness, Itachi is never able to use the complete body Susanoo. The sheer toll it takes prevents him from using it at its limit. Sasuke, however, is able to go further. He's able to use a complete body Susanoo and also incorporate the lightning release. While Sasuke Susanoo doesn't have a chakra shuriken, it has Indra's arrow and other bow and arrow techniques. Yeah, that's right, a chakra arrow. This is his long-range attack. Now, after talking about the abilities of the Mangekyo Sharingan, we gotta mention that the overuse of it can cause blindness. Despite having some of the coolest Mangekyo abilities in the series, Itachi carefully paced his usage. Rather than leaning on the techniques like Amaterasu, Tsukuyomi, or Susanoo in every encounter, he relied on other techniques. Even when battling an illness, Itachi was able to go for years without going completely blind. This wasn't because his Mangekyo was weaker, it was because he understood its limits. Itachi treated his Mangekyo as a last resort, not a crutch. Sasuke, on the other hand, spammed it. He pushed its abilities heavily. Techniques like the Materasu and Susanoo quickly became central to his combat style, which hurt his vision quickly. But because of this, it led him to doing what Itachi didn't do, which is get the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. Sasuke used Itachi's eyes to get the Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan. And with this, Sasuke's use of the Mangekyo Sharingan became unlimited. Now, while both these guys were skilled youth, Itachi was a different level. He graduated the academy when he was 7. I said he graduated the academy when he was 7. That is not normal. Yeah, Itachi got that one. He got it. And even more than that, Itachi became a Chunin when he was 10 years old as well. Let me tell you, Sasuke never became a Chunin, officially. Now, of course, his skill level advanced way beyond Chunin. We know that. But officially, he never did it. But Itachi became a Chunin at 10 years old. Most ninja students didn't even graduate academy yet at that age, Sasuke included. And things don't stop there. Itachi also joined the Anbu. Not only that, he became an Anbu captain. One of the youngest Anbu captains in the history of the Leaf Village. Now, not saying that Sasuke couldn't do that at some point, but the point is, Sasuke didn't do that. He made other choices, as we know, and that's what it is. But yeah, Itachi excelled in the Leaf Village very quickly. And also because of this, Itachi couldn't get manipulated by Orochimaru. There was nothing Orochimaru could do with Itachi. But with Sasuke, he didn't advance as fast, so Orochimaru could still have some influence and control. Now this next point will put Sasuke on a whole nother level. Sasuke's awakening of the Rinnegan. This moment is more than just a power upgrade. It marks Sasuke's transition into an entirely different tier of shinobi. Sasuke awakens a unique Rinnegan in his left eye, which gives him abilities that go far beyond Itachi ever had. This gives Sasuke space-time abilities, which allows him to swap positions with objects, enemies, and allies. Along with this and other techniques, the Rinnegan just gives him abilities that the Mangekyo Sharingan just doesn't have. The Rinnegan was a huge asset when fighting Madara and Kaguya during the end of the war. When you strip everything down with all the abilities, the conclusion becomes clear. Sasuke ultimately surpassed Itachi. Not because Itachi was lacking, but because Sasuke goes somewhere Itachi never could. With the internal Mangekyo Sharingan, a fully realized Susanoo, and mastery over lightning, Amaterasu, and then the Rinnegan, Sasuke breaks past the limits that define the Uchiha clan entirely. Itachi definitely represents the peak of what a shinobi can be. And Sasuke's power goes even beyond that. Sasuke is one of the main characters, so it's not too surprising to be honest. But yeah, let me know your opinion. Which character's abilities do you prefer? Also, if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, leave a comment, and definitely subscribe if you want more Naruto content. Okay, have a good one.